They don't hate you. They're just terrified of you. And that fear looks a lot like silence, like distance, like not caring at all. But if you look closer, if you really look, you'll see something hiding underneath that coldness. Something so fragile, so carefully protected, that even one wrong word could shatter it. This is the story of people who learned that the safest way to love someone is to act like they don't. You've met someone like this. Maybe you are someone like this. They're the ones who seem unbothered when everyone around them is falling apart. They don't cry in front of people. They don't chase. They don't beg. When they get hurt, they go quiet. And that quiet, that heavy, unexplainable quiet, it scares the people around them. But nobody asks what's underneath it. Because from the outside, they look strong. They look like they don't need anyone. They look like nothing gets to them. And that's exactly what they want you to believe. There's a version of this person that most people never see. The version that exists at 2 a.m. when the world is asleep and the walls they built all day finally start to crack. The version that replays conversations, wondering if they said too much, if they showed too much, if they let someone get too close again. Because getting close means getting hurt, and they've been hurt enough times to know exactly how that story ends. So they made a decision, maybe consciously, maybe without even realizing it, to stop letting people in before they get the chance to walk out. It started somewhere. It always does. Maybe it was a parent who was never fully present, someone who was there physically but emotionally unreachable. And as a child, you learned that love is something you wait for, something uncertain, something that might disappear if you ask for too much. Or maybe it was a friendship that ended without explanation. A relationship where you gave everything and received silence in return. A moment where you opened up completely and watched someone use that vulnerability against you. Whatever it was, it taught you something dangerous. It taught you that being open is the same as being exposed. That letting someone see your real feelings gives them the power to destroy you. And so, slowly, you started building walls. Not because you wanted to, but because no one ever made you feel safe enough to live without them. Psychologists call this emotional self-protection. It's rooted deep in attachment theory. The way we learn to connect with others as children shapes the way we love and guard ourselves as adults. People who experienced unpredictable love that was sometimes warm, sometimes cold, sometimes completely absent, often grow up with what's called an avoidant attachment style. They learn that needing someone leads to disappointment, so they train themselves not to need anyone at all. But here's the part that breaks your heart when you truly understand it. They still feel everything. They feel the loneliness. They feel the longing. They feel the ache of watching others be open and connected and wondering why they can't do the same. They just don't know how to let those feelings out without feeling like they're handing someone a weapon aimed straight at their chest. So they become experts at performing indifference. They answer with short replies, not because they don't care, but because they care so much it scares them. They pull away right when things start getting real, not because they don't want closeness, but because closeness has always come with a cost. They say I'm fine 1,000 times in 1,000 different ways, while quietly drowning inside. And the worst part, the more someone pushes them to open up, the more they retreat. Because pressure feels like danger, and danger means shut everything down. Lock the door, go numb, disappear before they can be left behind. Inside the mind of someone like this, there's a war happening constantly. A war between the part of them that desperately wants to be known, to be held, to be chosen, and the part that has learned over and over again that wanting those things only leads to pain. They overthink every text they send. They read into every silence. They wonder if they're too much or not enough or both at the same time. They want to reach out, but they stop themselves because what if the other person doesn't reach back? What if they show their hand and lose everything? And so they wait, and they protect, and they perform coldness so convincingly that eventually, the people who could have loved them walk away, not knowing they were walking away from someone who needed them more than anyone they'd ever met in their entire life. That's the cruelest part of all of this. The wall that was built to protect them ends up becoming the very thing that isolates them. The mask of not caring drives away the people they were secretly hoping would stay. The coldness they perform to protect their hearts slowly becomes a prison they can't find the door to. They push people away and then lie awake at night wondering why everyone always leaves. They say they don't need anyone and then feel the silence like a physical weight, pressing down on their chest. They act like nothing hurts and carry the weight of everything, completely and utterly alone, and nobody sees it, because they made sure of that. Here's the hard truth, and it's one they need to hear, even if it stings. The people you push away don't always know you're pushing them away to protect yourself. They just feel rejected. They feel unwanted, and eventually they start to believe you. They start to believe that you actually don't care. Coldness doesn't protect you. It just makes sure you stay safe and alone at the exact same time. And safety isn't the same thing as happiness. You can be completely untouchable and still be completely broken inside. The armor you wear to protect your heart also keeps out the very warmth your heart has been starving for, sometimes for an entire lifetime. But here's what I want you to know. If this is you, the fact that you feel this much even while pretending to feel nothing is not a weakness. It's proof of something deep and real inside you. Something that still believes in connection even after everything it's been through. Something that still hopes, quietly, secretly, in the middle of the night, that someone will see past the walls and choose to stay anyway. That part of you isn't broken. It's just waiting. Waiting for a reason to believe that being seen won't cost everything. Waiting for one person to be different. Waiting for one moment that finally feels safe. You don't have to tear the walls down all at once. That would terrify you, and honestly, that's okay. You don't have to suddenly become someone who wears their heart on their sleeve. You don't have to announce your pain to the world, but maybe, just maybe, you can let one small light through. One honest conversation, one moment of real vulnerability. One person you decide to trust, not because they've proved, and they're safe, but because you've decided that you are worth the risk. Because you are, even if no one has ever made you feel that way. Even if the world taught you the exact opposite. Some of the most loving people in the world walk around looking cold. Some of the most deeply feeling souls on this earth have learned to be experts at feeling nothing, at least on the surface. And some of the people who seem like they need no one are the ones who have simply forgotten what it feels like to be someone's safe place. If you know someone like this, be patient with them. Don't mistake their distance for indifference. Don't mistake their silence for not caring. Don't walk away just because they made it easy for you to. They're not cold, they're just careful, and careful people were made that way by a world that was never careful with them.